They thought she ran away until they found her body in garbage bags. They found her scraps, plastic trash bags dumped along a remote stretch of highway, a forest of desert brush and pines around. Inside those bags, remains of a 14-year-old girl. A girl who vanished from a group home in Mesa, Arizona, just weeks earlier. Her name was Emily Pike, and what happened to Emily is not just a horror story. It's a blazing indictment of a system that failed her over and over. A child torn from home, seeking safety, finding danger. Emily Pike was only 14. She was a child of the San Carlos Apache tribe. She loved art. She had hopes, as any teenager does. But life at home was unsafe. According to her family, she had been sexually assaulted when she was a child. Tribal social services stepped in. Because of trauma, because danger lurked where she lived, Emily was removed from her reservation home and placed in a group home in Mesa, more than 100 miles away. Imagine being uprooted, a child with memories, with culture, with fear, plucked from a place she knew and thrown into something unfamiliar. Emily ran away 4 times between September and November 2023. Each time, they brought her back. Each time, she begged to go home. She told officers, "I just want to go home." She missed her grandmother, missed her community, missed the comfort of familiarity. And yet they kept returning her. They kept saying she was safe, because someone, somewhere, decided that removing her from danger was better than letting justice take its course. But was it really protection or punishment? She claims she was unsafe. She flees, but every return became another lost chance to save her. How many warnings were ignored before she vanished for good? The night she slipped away. It was January 27th, 2025, just after 7:45 p.m. Emily was living at the girls' group home in Mesa. That night she left, on foot. The last credible sighting of her walking was near Mesa Drive and McKellips Road. Group home staff called 911. A child had gone AWOL. The operator asked routine questions: age, mental health, reason for absence. The answer: yes, a student. Runaway. Just like countless other teens before, Emily wasn't just another teenager wandering off. She was vulnerable. She had trauma. And that night, she vanished without a trace. Her family was not informed immediately. The group home didn't alert them for a week, a whole week, tracing lost messages, fearing the worst. She walked out the door. The system counted her as one among many. In the hours she disappeared, did anyone even notice it wasn't just a runaway? Weeks passed. Investigators searched, family waited. But then, on February 14th, 2025, hikers walking a rural trail off US Highway 60 found something no one should ever find. Garbage bags, trash bags left near mile marker 277 in the desert forest outside Globe, Arizona. They were later identified as Emily Pike's. Her body had been dismembered. Blunt force head trauma. The local sheriff called it homicidal violence. No arrests yet, no suspects publicly named. The news hit like a bomb. A child, removed for safety, hunted, killed, and discarded like trash. If the system had failed her before, why did it fail again? More urgently, who did this to a defenseless girl in a state that vowed to protect her? Her death sparked grief, not just in her family, but across Arizona's indigenous communities and beyond. Hundreds gathered for a vigil in Mesa. Candles, tears, chants, signs. Justice for Emily Pike. Say her name. No more stolen sisters. And then came action. In memory of Emily and all those like her, lawmakers passed a groundbreaking law. Under the new law, Arizona now has a formal emergency alert system for missing indigenous people, called the Turquoise Alert. Its purpose: to respond quickly when tribal members disappear under suspicious circumstances, not as runaways, but as endangered persons. In the hearing, her mom, along with tribal leaders and officials, wept. They didn't just want justice for Emily. They demanded a system that would one day prevent tragedies like hers. But even with the law, the pain didn't go away. A law passed. A community awakened. But will it really stop another Emily? Or will she just become a tragic footnote in a larger crisis? More than 6 months after Emily's remains were found, no arrests have been made. Investigators have questioned individuals, sifted through leads, but nothing public has been confirmed. The identity of her killer remains, horrifyingly, unknown. Meanwhile, scrutiny has turned toward the institutions that were supposed to protect her: the group home, tribal social services, child welfare agencies. Reports show that when Emily was removed from her home, she was placed far from her community. A culture shock, hard to adjust, homesickness, fear. At the oversight hearing, tribal and state leaders admitted the system was broken. The group home didn't have relevant background on Emily. The group home staff didn't treat her as high risk. When she ran, again, they counted her as another runaway, not endangered. The alarm on her window had been disabled, and after the discovery of her body, the mother didn't even get a direct call. She learned from leaked images on social media. A family should never get news like that from a screen. But with a killer walking free and systems still ignoring indigenous victims, how many more families must break before true protection begins? Emily Pike's story is horrific. It's brutal. It's heartbreaking, but it's not unique. Her death casts a harsh light on a nationwide crisis, the epidemic of missing and murdered indigenous peoples, especially children, teens, women. Statistics show Native Americans and Alaska Natives face murder and violent crime rates far above the national average. Many disappearances never make headlines. Many never get justice. Many victims are labeled runaways, never triggered as high-alert missing persons. That's why Emily's Law and the turquoise alert matter. Not just for Emily, for every indigenous girl, teen, woman, for every family living in fear that their child might vanish and never be found. If justice doesn't come, if whistles blow but nothing changes, then Emily's tragic end becomes a warning, a beacon, a plea for change. Will we act, or will her memory fade into silence? No one wants this to be just another true crime story. No one wants it to be another timestamp lost in police files. Emily Pike deserves, her family deserves justice. Her name lives on, in laws, in protests, in tears, in hope. But the killer remains at large. The system still flawed, the wound still fresh. So ask yourself, when you hear about the next missing child from an indigenous community, will you look away? Or will you say, her name was Emily Pike? And maybe, just maybe, that silent acknowledgement becomes a step toward justice. Emily deserved more. So do the countless others still missing. Subscribe to help keep their stories alive and their names remembered.